I go back to the film every time I make a movie obsessively. I watch scenes, I watch frames. There's something about it that is just endlessly fascinating to me and challenging because I find it so alive and yet so constructed, particularly the image itself. There's a delicacy of this story of a young girl who is discovering both her relationship to men outside the home and men within the home, specifically her brother and father. The father in the film is played by Maurice Pialat, who's the director of the film.
T'avais deux faussettes avant.
Ouais, j'en avais deux, je sais.
Et pourquoi l'autre elle est plus là?
Je sais pas. Elle en avait marre, elle aussi.
Ouais.
Elle est partie.
It's her first film. She was 16 or 17 when she was discovered and when she made this film, and she is at that moment in which everything is shifting between childhood and adulthood, and the beauty of that moment is certainly within the image.
Tu vas coucher?
One of the scenes that I go back to often, she's at a bar and she meets a couple of guys. She flirts with a sailor. She is in the middle of the frame, and yet the frame is never centered. Somehow you're always interested in Pialat in what is just outside the frame. The perspective is always one that decenters your connection to the characters, so you're always searching for something from them, which creates this extraordinary intimacy. Pialat was always interested in the spontaneous, and yet these films do not feel like improvisations. There's something that is between the two. There's a very famous scene where the father returns to the family, at least the mythology around the scene is that Pialat, who played the father, had not told the actors that he was actually going to walk into the room. And whether that's true or not, clearly it wasn't true after the first take. So you know there is a fiction that took place on camera.
Le pouvoir de l'argent. N'est-ce pas, mademoiselle Suzanne? T'es comme eux?
Non, mais...
Non, mais là, en ce moment, qui a raison, eux ou moi? Où tu es?
Mais elle n'a pas choisi.
Ah. Pourquoi? Où tu es, toi?
Moi, je suis là.
Elle est avec moi.
Most recently, one of the things that's been interesting to me in Pialat's films is the intimacy of the camera actually to the actors. So he's often working in a 50. He's using a lens that 50mm lens. He's using a film that actually allows him as a camera to be quite close to his subjects, and he's spare with his close-ups, but they happen. And in this film, there's several scenes between Sandrine and Pialat where you see them in dueling close-ups, and I think to be able to use that without sort of inflicting meaning too heavily on the audience is very interesting. His films are like a series of middles. Scenes don't have beginnings and ends. There's always a sense that you're thrown into the middle of a moment, and yet somehow you're not lost. And I think that, in terms of narrative propulsion, is very, very inspiring.
Tu sors le soir maintenant?
Mais non, je sors pas le soir. Mais j'invite des amis à boire un verre, puis après on va au cinéma. C'est pas une sortie.
Tu vas me faire le plaisir d'annuler ça tout de suite, tu m'entends?
Mais qu'est-ce que tu t'imagines, toi? Faut attendre la nuit pour faire le mal. Tu me laisses libre toute la journée, puis à 8 h, j'ai plus le droit de rien faire.
C'est comme ça et c'est pas autrement.
C'est une réponse. C'est trop tard maintenant, hein. Je peux pas les prévenir. Ils sont partis.
Roger, tu vas pas mettre ces jeunes gens à la porte.
Je ne veux pas le savoir, tu m'entends? Je veux pas le savoir.
Mais quand même, je vais pas les foutre à la porte dès qu'ils vont arriver.
Écoute, la prochaine fois que tu me fais un coup comme ça, Suzanne, hein, je t'étrangle.
Mais ça va pas, non!
La tête, Roger.
J'en ai marre que tu te foutes de ma gueule tout le temps comme ça!
Mais là,
Attends, tu veux
Tous
me
les
passer
soirs,
la
tu me
tête,
fais chier à
pas
la
sur
fin!
tête.